Hey everybody, UVS Games sent me the Tekken decks to open for you guys. I have with me my friend Calvin Harrigal. Say hi, Calvin.
Hey, what's up?
And we are just going to be cracking these open courtesy of UVS Games. I really like the cover art on these. I think they're very cool. I haven't personally played a Tekken game in like a while, but I've heard good things about this one, and hopefully these decks are some fun to play with. I pre-opened the plastic part of them just because in every one of these opening videos I've done, this is about 2 minutes of the video is me just cracking plastic, but we can, expedite that process even slightly. Uh, yeah, here is June Kazama, 722. She has my two of my favorite symbols in the game on her, so she's the one that I actually know a little bit more about as far as cards in her deck go. Comparatively, I have not looked too much at the June deck, or the Jin deck rather, and I definitely said that I was going to save time with taking the plastic off preemptively, but this took a long time to get the shrink wrap off.
Yeah, June is like kind of Kurama shaped, but I feel like her requirements are really steep because she needs an attack to hit and then she also needs to spend momentum. But
Yeah,
the thing is, all these cards are on like the water symbol, so if you are looking to play something like Kurama, there's some synergy here at least.
yeah. There's also
They're
like a
worth considering.
non-zero amount of like free or snap momentum in water. Like you still have dual needle lunge for a while, right? And
Right, yeah.
I think a lot of her cards also do snap momentum stuff. There's ultra
Yeah,
rares.
like this one puts a card in the card pool, I believe, right?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
these look really sick. The ultra rares look really sick from what I've seen.
they definitely do, yeah.
And then on to the rares. Some of these are like screenshots from the game, which I think are like fine, but the ones that are like the like cool anime style art are like so sick looking actually. I also like how I don't really know how to describe the font or like whatever of the numbers, but it's like very fighting game esque, like very sleek. Like the three in the bottom corner. I like that aesthetic. The power to
Yeah,
stop Jin.
they're doing a good job making each universe sort of have its own feel, right? Like Attack on Titan definitely has its own style, and the Deku
Oh
deck did, and then
yeah, for
these are
sure.
very distinct too. So
Yeah, and then I'm not sure. Like I said, I haven't played Tekken in a minute. I'm not sure their relation in the game, but a lot of these cards like reference the other deck. Like this is power to stop Jin, and I'm sure he has some cards in here referencing like fighting June. This card I do know a little bit about the Wildlife Protection Agent because I have this in a couple of different decks. Um, but yeah, it's just more snap momentum, like exactly what she was asking for to just like help re-ready her and keep doing her thing.
it
Um,
is nice because it's tenacious, so it's easy to use it for something else on your turn and then snap it.
yeah, exactly.
Whereas, the current standard cards we have are like True Identity and stuff need to be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Or not True Identity, the other rando card.
Uh,
Hiding in Plain
Hiding
Sight.
in plain sight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, like all the starter decks and challenger decks, to get full play sets of stuff, you'll need to get two of them. But these don't have the collector's pack in them, so they should be cheaper than the challenger series ones. Because these are just class
Yeah, I think
decks,
they're
right?
like the
Yeah.
Ochako and Toga one, right?
Yeah, they're like the Ochako and Toga one, and I mean we've seen the standing repercussions of those decks. Those are both still good characters. Cards from that deck or those decks are still played
Yeah,
even
some of these
now.
cards will just have like sneaky good block mods or something on them, and that ends up like making them see play like Gouging Needle from the Toga one.
Oh yeah, and then like they also kind of fold into or add to like other archetypes that exist. Like this
Those
deck
decks
has
are
like a
honestly just both very good. Like the characters are great, the
oh
attacks are
for
all amazing.
sure yeah, and like these decks have like a lot of punches in them. And in the case of this deck, so like any punches on like these symbols in the future can like borrow from this as like a foundation for an attack lineup.
There's a lot of order punches for repeated 100. I don't
Yes.
think any of them make the cut, but they
Yeah,
they definitely are all order
possibly
punches.
not, but I mean, like, and post rotation, maybe we need them, right? Because like set three, we lose. What is it? Wind up punch. We lose funny punch. We lose like a lot of random like order punches that could be good in an order punch
Yeah,
deck. And we might need to go back and find some other stuff.
yeah. I think we just need more payoff at this point, but we'll see what's coming. Like who knows?
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of these ones, the common foundations, they're just the screen grabs from the game for the most part. But these ones, like Angelic Heart, has like the anime art style as well. You'll see them when I lay them out. I feel like I've read Defy Fate before. Yeah, okay,
I
this is
don't
just
remember.
this is the we have a couple of these for like different cycles of attacks. This is just blow up a foundation for 1/1 to a punch. Uh,
Oh,
so like
sure.
that's pretty good for like punch archetype decks. We have like one of these for weapons. I don't think we have one for Fury yet, but I wouldn't be
We have one for
surprised.
5 diffs in the Godzilla deck, but
Yeah.
it's a 1.
Ecological Fighter I have also read before. This one is pretty kind of sick. As far as like, talking about the Ochako starter deck, like this is really good for upgrading that potentially because it's just flip ready a face down foundation, and if you've dealt damage this turn, ready too. So like you just get to go absolutely insano.
Yeah, it'd be good for like a really wide board, but Ochako hits already and readies one, so like it would have to be like much later and you've checked a 3 or something that I feel like its effect would come up
Right.
like in that deck, but
Yeah, that deck has like no. It doesn't really have problems with like drawing enough cards, right? Because you have like battle auras and you have flustereds because you're playing mostly a like charge package. So like you can get pretty far and draw a lot of cards. So like this kind of just helps you like later on down the line if you have enough attacks to play to just like pass all of them. Uh, but yeah. Yeah, June has a lot of stuff that I'll probably wind up playing just because these symbols are like my favorite symbol in the game is the good symbol, and then I play a lot of order cards in like decks, and I have been tooling around with Ochako for basically since she came out. So like I'll probably be borrowing a little bit of stuff from this starter deck. Uh,
yeah. We lose a lot of zeros in rotation, right, too, and
mhm.
both these decks have zeros, so that is notable.
Yeah,
Um,
helpful there.
I think June's one is just for punches, if I remember right, but yeah.
And that's Jin. Yeah.
Jin's slightly more interesting. Like he's a character I could see myself trying to do something with, and then realizing he's probably not good enough. But he he does give 1/1 for everything in the card pool and commit, and then he has a foundation that readies himself. So like there might
Hero
be
has
something
8 or
there.
more foundations. Yeah, okay, so he's just +1/+1 if your rival has built wide, and then like you can give one thing or two things depending on if you re-ready him a bunch of stats at once.
Yeah.
Oh, what the heck?
Oh, there's that order.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
gonna say.
blackout. Blackout is exciting to me because this card is tongue tank, but you can just keep playing attacks.
Oh, so there's
So
no drawback for it.
yeah. So
This
it's
card does seem pretty
probably
good, yeah.
too low speed for Deviljin. Your camera's shaking. I don't know if that's.
Oh, that's probably
Um,
me shaking my leg.
oh, gotcha.
But Hero's, I guess, supposed to be the first one.
Uh, yeah, 0 low block. Is cool.
0 low block,
I don't know.
artificially 7 speed because your rival's check to block this gets -3, so it's basically 7/7
EX3,
stats. EX3
full
wears,
send.
yeah, wears stats pretty well. Uh, I didn't realize both of these characters had the good symbol, so that's exciting
Yeah, they both do.
for me specifically. I really like the art on this card. I guess it's probably just like the ultras specifically that the art kind of like they cooked. Like these are pretty sick.
Yeah, both these decks have 2 hawk symbols.
Ooh, yeah. Someone alert Ryan.
I know.
Yeah, okay, so it looks like his theme is kicks and punches, and she just does punches. I'm confused.
Yeah, is this the one where if he's committed draw? I
Uh,
actually had an eye on that
yes.
for Rodan, that attack, because you can
Oh,
tap Rodan and then
yeah.
draw. But
Okay, I like that.
I think this one's speed for each card. Yeah, this one's also good. Speed for each attack in your card pool. Wears
Yeah,
stats well.
it starts at base 1 though, so like I'm not sure.
Sure, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a
I mean
little
it
tenuous.
seems like a Deviljin card. A lot of these cards seem like they could do something in Deviljin. Um,
Is Deviljin the same person as Jin? I don't know. I'm not a Tekken nerd
I
like that these
not a
days.
Tekken person, but I would think so. They have the same name, right?
That makes sense, right? Yeah. But yeah, I guess this is just like auxiliary supplemental support for the characters that came out like what a month or two ago at this point, maybe.
Yeah.
Not sure how long we've had Paul in our lives, but yeah,
It's like October 6th. It's like 3 weeks.
yeah. I mean, despite the relatively like low amount of cards we're getting for the Tekken stuff so far, it's like a lot of them are pretty impactful and cool. Like Paul's very cool, Deviljin's very cool. You said this character's like a very interesting like concept. I like a decent number of cards from both of these starter
He
decks.
he's like a fine starter character, and then like maybe he does enough that I might mess with him, right?
Yeah, for
Um,
sure. Plus, it's just like more cards on symbols that didn't get attuned cards from the last two Attack on Titan sets. Like, there's no good attuned or evil attuned cards. So like we're getting a lot of good and evil stuff that might wind up making the cut or like might be there when the dust settles post rotation in a couple months, right? So like,
Yeah, it is also refreshing because some of these symbols just haven't been in the last few sets. So
mm-hmm.
like, it's just nice having good and evil cards.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Cursed Blood, the forecheck is in the store as an alt art if you
Ooh,
want
okay.
to get a fancy one
Yeah, make
for
sure you
some
check
points.
that out if you have some points available for you guys online.
Okay, this card I think is competitive. This is Air does not have great zero diffs. This is a zero diff that ignores progressive when you block, which
Oh.
obviously you'd rather build it most of the time, but particularly with Smokescreen from the Deku decks, you can put a card in your hand into the card pool for -4 speed and then block ignoring progressive,
Mm-hmm.
which
Oh,
is
dude.
just like a nice defensive combo in the Air symbol.
Also in the Deku deck, if you like are on the flip side and you flash their attack and then you just block with this on like literally a 3, like doesn't
Yep.
matter how many more cards you've blocked in the turn.
And
If
then
you save your
obviously in
flash
Devil
block
Jin,
trick.
you block on an 8 or whatever, skipping progressive. If it's like a 5 speed move, check an attack, and then just buff it all the way up.
Oh, dude, that makes so much sense actually.
Yeah.
I feel like I've read Warped Intentions before too. This attack has received a speed and damage bonus. It gains stun 1. Pretty decent block
Uh,
mod on a 1/5.
yeah.
Artificials like, well, I guess if it's received a speed and damage bonus, if we're assuming it's got 1/1 or something like that from like Jin's second effect or whatever, you're basically giving one of your attacks 2/1 and stunning your opponent because artificial speed from stun. So that's pretty good. But yeah, these decks are available wherever UVS cards are sold. I think they're pretty interesting. They're cheaper than the ones that come with the what are they called? The challenger decks. They're cheaper than the challenger decks. Have some good cards in them, a good foundation for like, building off of with the other Tekken characters, and just in general, if you like the IP, a lot of these cards look pretty sick. So check them out. And thanks again, UVS Games, for sending me some of these to open. And you guys have a good day.